Story time. Once upon a time, in the Rwandan kingdom of Gashasha, lived a wise king named Kamanzi. King Kamanzi ruled with a heart full of compassion and held unyielding dedication to his people. By his side was his loving queen, Uwera, a woman of rare beauty and grace. Their love story was one that was whispered throughout the village, for it was a love that defied the wishes of their parents, uniting two souls against all odds. As season came and went, the palace walls stood as witnesses to the couple's enduring love. Yet, their hearts ached for the pitter-patter of little feet, for the joyful laughter of children. Year after year, the loyal couple's prayers went unanswered, and the halls of the palace remained devoid and the meal of only children's laughter could bring. Then one warm morning, a sun painted the sky with hues of orange and gold. A miracle graced the royal palace. Queen Uwera, her eyes sparkling with unleashed tears, cuddled a precious bundle in her arms, a baby girl with ebony curls and eyes that held a promise of 1,000 tomorrows. They named her Isaro, which meant miracle, for she was indeed a miracle that had blossomed in their lives. The kingdom rejoiced as the news of Isaro's birth spread like wildfire. The streets were adorned with vibrant flowers, and the air was filled with songs of celebration. Yet, as years followed on, the cloud of unease cast its shadow upon the joyous kingdom of Gashasha. Gashasha adhered to the old-age tradition that only sons could ascend the throne, leaving the precious Isaro unable to inherit her father's kingdom. The king and the queen knew that they must secure the kingdom's future. With steadfast determination, they sought the blessing of God and embarked on a journey to conceive a son who would inherit their throne. Years passed in hopeful anticipation, and the couple's devotion to each other and to the kingdom remained unshaken. Then, on one moonlight night, as the stars adorned the sky like diamonds, Queen Uwera felt the first stirrings of life within her. Months of whispered prayers and tender care followed, until finally the palace walls echoed with the cries of a newborn son. However, their joy was tempered by the fact that the baby boy was born with delicate deformities. King Kamanzi sought for the healers of Gashasha, who were known far wide for their skill and wisdom. Day and night they toiled over the young prince, their hands guided by ancient knowledge and deep sense of duty. Their efforts bore fruit. As the young Prince Gambo gradually shed his deformities and grew into a healthy and spirited child, the kingdom marveled at the miraculous transformation, a testament of power of love and resilience of the human spirit. But with each passing year, the relationship between father and son grew weak. Prince Kamanzi's authoritative nature clashed with Ngambo's free-spirited nature. The palace walls bore witness to their disagreements and the tension that hung in the air. King Kamanzi's heart ached as he witnessed his son's struggles. He yearned to impart his wisdom and groom Ngambo to be a worthy heir. But the interaction often ended in frustration and unspoken words. The king grappled with his own inner turmoil, torn between his love for his son and his solemn duty to ensure the kingdom's prosperity. Prince Ngambo, aware of his father's concerns, felt an unspoken pressure to prove himself. He yearned for his father's approval to stand as a capable and just ruler in his own right. Yet, their attempts at understanding each other often fell short, leaving both of them feeling unheard and misunderstood. Time flowed like a river, and the tension of this palace seemed to deepen with each passing day. The kingdom's future remained uncertain, hanging in the balance of a delicate thread. Gashasha people watched the bated breath, unsure of the destiny that awaited them. The once harmonious kingdom now stood at crossroads, its fate intertwined with the intricate dance of love, duty, and legacy. As the tension between King Kamanzi and Prince Ngamba continued to mount, the kingdom of Gashasha found itself in a pivotal juncture. The air was heavy and uncertainty as the palace walls seemed to hold their breath, as if they were waiting for a resolution to a growing divide. One fateful day, a stranger arrived at the king's gates. His arrival was unexpected, and his presence seemed to carry the air of intrigue. He brought with him tales of distant lands and ancient wisdom, tales that resonated with the hearts of the people of Gashasha. The stranger's words found their way to Prince Ngambo's ears, and a spark of curiosity ignited within him. He found himself drawn to the stranger's stories of adventure and self-discovery, stories that held the promise of a different perspective of life and duty. The more he listened, the more he began to question the rigid expectations that had been pressed upon him. As the days turned into weeks, Prince Ngambo's interaction with the stranger grew more frequent. He confided his worries and fears, his dreams and aspirations to this enigmatic figure who seemed to understand him like no one else. The stranger's words encouraged him to forge his own path, to define his destiny in a way that aligned with his heart's true desires. Meanwhile, King Kamanzi observed the changes in his son with a mixture of hope and apprehension. He saw that light returning to Ngabo's eyes and light that had been dimmed by the weight of expectations. Yet, he could not help but worry about the consequences of straying from tradition, the consequences that could potentially disturb the delicate balance of his kingdom. One evening, as the moon hung low in the sky and the stars shimmered like the scattered jewels, King Kamanzi found himself standing at the palace balcony in deep thought. The stranger approached him, his presence a soothing balm to the king's troubled soul. "Your Majesty," the stranger began, his voice carrying a gentle wisdom. "Sometimes the greatest strength lies in embracing change. Tradition is important, but so is evolution of thought and purpose. Your son's spirit is a reflection of the world's ever-changing nature, a reminder that the path of greatness is not always linear." King Kamanzi looked into the stranger's eyes, searching for the truth in his words. Slowly he nodded, his heart torn between tradition and the desire to see his son thrive. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between the king and the stranger grew. Their conversations, a blend of reflection of guidance. Meanwhile, Prince Ngamba's newfound perspective led him to embark a journey of self-discovery. He ventured beyond the kingdom borders, seeking wisdom and experience that would shape his understanding of leadership and responsibility. With each step, he felt a sense of liberation and freedom to explore the world without the weight of expectations on his shoulders.